Hello, world, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Backyard Barbecue Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Cool Breeze, and we're back with your girl, Miss Kres, with the latest sex and kink talk that you guys like to hear. So,
How you been?
I have been good. How about yourself?
Hungry.
Oh, yeah, I see. I see. I have seen your journey post and you know everything that you've talked about you need carbs and you need food, a snack, and you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. That's literally it.
What's crazy is that I was thinking about when you first started, and I remember you told me like I have no desire to be skinny or anything like that. I probably just want to lose like 10 or 15 pounds, like, and that's it. Like I don't want to look like that at all. No desire, don't want it, not interested, blah, blah, blah.
Now I be looking at some of these bodies like, oh, it's so beautiful.
And it gives you a different perspective of what thick when it's
lean.
Right. As opposed to what we've been used to seeing.
Yeah.
The last podcast that I did with Tasha, I said that I was about to go on this until the end of the year. I was going to start out talking about weight and health because, I mean, we, as a black culture, we are so overweight. Diabetes is just out of control in the black neighborhoods. The fact of, now, you all can call it body shaming or whatever you want to, but fat is fat. And the people that are endorsing fatness, you know, they're doing it for money. You know what I'm saying? And some of these people that are endorsing it are also connected with pharmaceutical companies, whether it's directly or indirectly, whether they have direct ties in that community or that they even have great stock investments, you know, because everything is about making money. And so when you start endorsing things that are like unhealthy, oh, just eat what you want, you know, and then you make it so that nobody can say anything to you about it, you know, like, oh, yeah, no, you can't talk to me like that, you know, and now I put up a post and, you know, you're the scum of the earth, everybody's jumping on you because you said something about somebody being big. Yeah. You're crazy.
Yeah, I do think it's cultural, it's generational. I mean, our families forever have cooked with butter and lard and grease, and, you know, we had a big mama, and, you know, even the thought of what that means is
yeah.
You know, really overweight person. And then we had media give us, I don't type of Perry. What's her name? Medea. Yeah. So then we was given that, which is further big, and you know the concepts of how we should look. And then it moved to this thickness of ass and thick thighs, and you know, and we can just laser it with a little light bulb, but keep all of the extra, and you know, that's healthy and that's nice. And yeah, it's a little warped. I bought into it, you know, in some capacity. I think I've always strayed a little bit on the more healthier end, but this new level is kind of,
it makes you see life in a total different light.
It's something completely different. And I want to be lean. I want to be thick in a very different way, though.
Right.
In a very, very, very different way. So and it is. I think we have also become super sensitive on language, and so everything is being shaming and mean, and you know, you gotta be real careful that you get canceled or some dumb shit.
Ain't nobody canceling me. I'm my own shit. That's why I got it like this. I don't have any. I told all my friends, like, when I get to the point where, you know, I have all these followers and stuff, if you ever hear me telling you that I'm about to sign with anybody, then just slap me, because I don't want to do it. I want to be able to always talk about what it is that you need to hear,
Yeah.
you know, without any, you know, and I don't, hey, I love y'all, but some things you just need to hear, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah,
I
the way
feel
we
like
eat
this
is
is
wrong.
one of them, you know. I mentioned last week about all these, the Vita places that's popping up, like, them things is up like candy stores,
Yeah.
like,
And we
it's-
gotta then look at what we're doing to help them, so, for sure.
right, you know, they making, man, hand over fist, and it's just crazy, so, you know, I'm glad, I was looking forward to asking you about this, because I knew what you were gonna wind up seeing when, later on, once you started losing,
Yeah.
but when we first started talking about it, I was like, oh, she's not there yet, you know, and,
Yeah.
it's like some people that you looked at and you thought that they were, you know, that they look good, you like,
I look now
really
like that's
just-
not good.
yeah.
I don't want that one. No.
But I'm glad that I'm glad for you with that, because along those journeys you also, you know, your friends, they watch it and then they start to
Yeah.
become a little more conscious too.
I've made most of my friends buy in. Like they ain't bodybuilders and they ain't trying
Right.
to be, but they're definitely looking at food differently, looking
Yes.
at choices differently, and I stay stuck. I'm directly like, you got to do it that way. And didn't you just? I don't know if that's a good idea right there. I mean, you told me your goal was,
Right.
you know, if you want the goal, and I don't think this gonna work. You can't tell me you love when I'm like me, and like Kres, I want that, and then you go
Right.
and order what you ordered. Like
Yeah, those two not gonna go together.
you're not gonna go together.
What I will tell people before we move on from this is, if you're in the beginning stage of starting off, and you probably can attest to this, like, take your time.
Yes.
Get in a mental state of mind that this is what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
Don't let it just be like, oh, I saw Kres and then Tuesday, boom, I'm about to start working out. Maybe you have that type of personality and tenacity to be able to do that, but if that's not your natural personality, if you can't just start projects and finish them, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Do it once you really prepare your mind that this is what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
You know, give yourself, even if it's a week or two, to work into it, you know, like cutting certain things out.
Yeah.
Don't go just cold turkey. That's not
It'll
gonna
hurt
work.
your feelings.
You know, it's gonna be like a crackhead. Like, crackheads still need crack when they go to rehab. Like, they have medicinal crack, I'm assuming, but you know, they still need something to wean themselves off. So try, you know, smaller portions of meals to start off. Try not eating
sugar,
greasy
less
foods,
alcohol,
right?
just less.
Bread, right? Because it's not all the time necessarily about what we're eating. It's the fact that we're eating too much of everything.
Everything.
You know, like, you can eat too much healthy stuff. You know, I got a friend and they be thinking, like, they be having all these pictures of all this. I'm like, that's like 8 servings. Like, those are too many vegetables, my nigga.
Yeah.
It's portion size, portion control, you know, like, and, you know, I ain't gonna give you a whole spiel about it at once, but I am gonna be talking about all of this, like, each podcast for the rest of the year. And if I decide to keep going about it in 2024, then you're just gonna hear it then.
And you know, fairly even as we move and kind of add it to kink and just add it to our sex life, like how you feel about your body weighs and plays into your sex life.
Oh yeah.
So if you feel like you fat, then when you naked, you're gonna be thinking about covering some body part, or is they looking at this body part, or how is this body part looking and feeling, and that what we call spectating. You're gonna be, you know, outside your body. You're not no longer in the moment because now you outside your body looking like, oh, I don't feel good, but let's just cover up, or can we cut the lights off, or let's not do this thing because, you know, my body ain't, you know, how we want it to be, or you're tired because of your weight and the foods you take in makes you tired, so now you ain't able to connect and want to do all that. You just want to go to bed. Like, we can go on and on how food and weight do play a role in our sex life.
Right.
Period. Like,
look, y'all thought y'all was about to start talking about real sex. Now we about to talk about the fat food with the sex. But that is true.
It's a thing, and I don't care what porn and these sites show you with these big, like these heavy women, like they paid.
I be wondering when I be
TV.
seeing porn like that with those fat people. I'm like, I wonder how many takes did they have to take? Because I know that they tired. Like,
hey, listen, that's TV. Don't get this twisted.
Right.
But hell, for all of porn, which is why I'm not even an advocate. Like, it's all taped and filmed and stops, and it all looks beautiful. They have created a well-mastered
right
film for you. Trust and believe this is not how your sex life is gonna look in real life on any given day. Like, you got moments of this.
Right.
But this is not the norm. Like, don't let porn fool you. Just like whatever you don't, yeah. No. No, that's not it. So yeah, food choices matter. Just like food can be, an aphrodisiac and feel good, it can also deplete you and make you tired and out of it. So.
But that's why I had said it was probably 2 tapes ago when you were here, and I was like, nobody wants to really be fat. I don't care how people say, I'm comfortable, because when it comes to stuff like that, like with sex, like I've been with people that, well, I need to, like don't do that, or they, while you trying to do something, they,
mm-hmm.
they making it uncomfortable
Absolutely.
for you to do it. It's
you got your own shame. You already got me shaming you. You already shamed you.
Right.
So fix it. Come
because
on.
For men, most of the time, if they're with you and the acting started, they already, like, hey, hey, it is what it is. We're about to do this. I'm about to do this. But once you bring it to my attention, I might have been okay with it. Your own insecurities or your own flaws that you're just super conscious of, but you're telling the world later that, oh, I'm confident in me, BBW, and whatever other acronyms there are. But inside of things like that, like the bedroom talk, like, you're not really that person.
Y'all better stop fronting for these little apps and these sites and stuff. Quit playing. You're gonna be single with cats.
Man.
If you like cats, no bad, no harm to cats.
I hate cats.
I do too. I'm not
It's a sneaky one.
Yeah, I'm not like cats at all. I'm the most disloyal animal.
Baby one. Man, aren't they?
So disloyal.
They will turn on you in a minute, boy. Like.
Sneaky and disloyal. Like, come on, I need you in my space. It's not working.
With that little one, with that paw, they lethal with that paw though. They get the.
Real quick, he's like, I just said you. What happened? What?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, so let's just say, what are some things that now on your journey that you would suggest to someone who is having problems, and I don't know if this is something more self-esteem wise, you have a problem with doing some of those things, like getting undressed in front of your maid because you feel like you're big, or doing certain sexual things. Is this a thing where you need to build confidence back up with that self first, or a combination of having a talk with your mate to tell them, hey, look, I feel uncomfortable, this is why I keep telling you this, like, and what are some things that you could do in the meantime to rectify that?
Yeah, and I am, I'm big on transparency. I'm like a full open book. So I'm gonna use me as like a direct example, which is why I really wanted to talk about this. I am 30 pounds lighter.
Okay.
So thank you.
Look, I should have cued the little thing with the
And so I fairly started off madly in love with the original version of me. Like,
okay.
You couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I got more nude pictures on Instagram than I think anybody of myself, not just, random women models. I don't know, like mine. Like, my photos are, I have a whole Kink calendar of nude images. Like, so I was very, very comfortable where I was before I started in this different journey that I'm in. And so I definitely which I've talked about a couple times, like got confused on, well, what is this body? Like, what am I supposed to like it? Is it temporary? It's just for a show? Do I like? How do I love it? If I love that body, but I'm changing into this body, like I have to fall in love with this body again, and
Right.
it created in me some ideas like, well, am I desirable like in this body? Like, cause I'm a new Kres, like this a whole
Right.
version of me. Like my mate tend to like thicker women. I ain't the quote unquote the thick
Right.
that she been used to. So am I? Do she like me?
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a whole thing that I went through trying to like figure out like, and again, if I love that body, well, I miss that body too. So like, how do I reconcile? Like I also I respect this body. Like right now, I had first got to respect. I need to respect this body. It's different. It's mine. I've worked hard on it. It's the healthiest body I think I've ever had. So I have mad respect for this body. But it's like, okay, well then how do I also like want to share it? Because in the end, that's what we have to do in sex. I want to give me to somebody. Like I want to, and beyond sex, like how do I get buck wild, nasty, freaky, dirty? Well, that requires me to definitely be like totally like, we good to go, bitch. Just you in it, like
Right.
go tag. So that requires like this other step, and I really was not. It took me some serious work. So everything I'm gonna say is exactly what I had to do to move me from literally in love with one body to I don't know what the hell I like, and I don't know no one like this because I don't. Hell, what is this?
Right.
To then finding at least I had got to common ground of okay, I'm okay here. Kres, you okay, you still you, to back in love with now a new body that I also can be crazy wild with the same level of wild I have with my original body.
Mm-hmm.
And so this path I think is for anyone, whether it's about weight, whether it's about scars on your body, whether it's about being shamed that your nipples was too big or whatever the hell it is happening for you that kind of, or just self-esteem and an old mate telling you that you wasn't good enough or that your body isn't okay or that their last mate body was better, and if only, hell, maybe you a small woman and your mate like only if you like just eat a little more, gain a few pounds, and you wouldn't be so small.
Right.
Like it goes the reverse too. So any information you heard that takes you away from your body, what I'm gonna say kind of is for everybody. It really is. So I would say what I did again, because I'm transparent. One, never lose masturbation.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. Like you have to find a way. Like I sometimes, because masturbation is not only, and I really try to make this clear, masturbation is never only about touching your vulva, touching, anywhere, whether you insert it and it's just fingering, or you only rubbing on your clit, however you doing it. Masturbation should not only be for that part. Masturbation is about your body. It's about, can you create intimacy and connection to yourself, touching your arms, rubbing on your legs, squeezing your inner thighs, whatever you need to do, like doing it in front of the mirror and observing your body. Like, can you still find a way to connect to your body and bring pleasure to yourself? Like that's, you somehow, whatever the hell, however you find that space, you got to find a way to still, if you're disconnected, you have to want to connect.
Mm-hmm.
And so I still wanted to connect to me. I still wanted to have this version of me that I was in love with. And so I had to still do the work. You can't, you can't be a bump on the log. Like you really do have to work. So you have to work in you. So one thing I for surely did was masturbate. With my body too, my whole body, not just private, like though I had to connect me and my whole body. It is important every day. I literally stood in front of a mirror, butt ass naked, and reminded myself all of the reasons why I love me. I know that cliche, like that affirmation
Right.
I was never an affirmation girl. Let me tell you, I thought that shit was stupid. I'm like, what? Say something nice. Man, life is rough. Fuck that saying something nice.
Right.
Like, I don't got nothing nice to say. It's a bad day. What are you saying? I love me. Okay, and life is kicking my ass. Like, it never made sense to me. But it did now.
Okay.
So I had to, whether it was one thing, two things, however many things I can come up with till I was exhausted. Like, I said something, and you can't do that. I'm glad I'm alive.
Right.
I thank God for.
I'm blessed and highly
but don't please.
My comments and goings, I'm blessed.
Listen, child, listen. Don't do it. Just please stop. Like, actually, really,
right.
search inside of you for some good stuff, like for some stuff that you can hold on to. I also like literally would tell people like, why? Tell me something you like about my body. Like you can get external motivation. Like if
right.
whatever like.
Might bring up some things that you haven't seen yet.
Right, like it's okay to ask your partner and go, yo, I'm super vulnerable right now in this space. Like, can we work on making sure you are saying some things to me that I could like connect to? And then also I need you to challenge me when I'm like cut off the lights. Like go no. Like tell me no. Like no, we'll keep them on. Like you know, we gonna sink and swim up in here today. Like you have to have a partner and have someone that's you tell this I ain't feeling this and I need you to pull me sometimes to it. When I can't do it myself. What's some other things that I think?
Before you go on, I want to backtrack and ask a question. So you said that you during masturbation, was your experience different in the new you than it was when you were 30 pounds heavier?
Because I didn't like it at first either. I'm like this. Because again, I'm rubbing and feeling on a body that I'm not familiar with. So I'm like, who the hell, what? Okay. So that means I'm in my head, because now I'm thinking about the weight and the gym and what am I doing and why are you doing this and this is probably stupid. She ain't gonna want this, girl. You are small. Like, you know how she want her thighs. Like, so I had to, like, it wasn't, let me not pretend like you about to always have fun, because it's not. Like, you really do. And a couple times I stopped, because my brain literally was like, I could not cut it off. And so it's important again to still acknowledge it, own that space, and go, it's okay. Like, you in a journey, like, you better, man, listen, if you ain't never talked to yourself, you better be the best schizophrenic you know how to be. Okay, self, this is what we doing. No, bitch, we not. Yes, we are. We really are doing this. It's okay. You're great. No, ho, we not.
Right.
Listen to me. If you don't have a whole out loud argument, then you probably doing it. You really not actually invested in like coming back to you, because I had to fight with me several times to go. And again, we'll add, like we talked about in the beginning, the messages we get everyone around us is kind of overweight.
Right.
And so most people around you are likely saying, girl, just go eat.
Right.
What you doing this for? Like, you don't even gotta do this, G. Like, you don't even gotta, like, you cool. Like, let's just go out. Let's have some drinks. Let's just, I'm proud of you for how far you came. Like, not a lot of people could even have done this. You good. Like.
Stay going to see other crackheads. Like, the other crackheads.
Like, hello? Did you hear what I
just get a hit.
just.
It's just one. You've been clean for 30 days. Like.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, I mean, you did good. Like, hello?
Right.
Do you really like me? Because did you hear what I said? I'm trying to do. No, okay, cool. So most people the push is to remove you from it anyway. It's not, and I tell people, they want you to win. Like, your friends are supportive. They just also don't understand.
You can only be supportive in spaces that you understand and that you have been in.
Yep, that you've been in. That's it.
I've been explaining that to people ever since I lost my mom. Like, I was raised, like, my mama used to always tell me, like, never tell people that you understand what they're going through if you have not been there.
Yep.
And you know, when you don't understand a particular walk because you haven't never walked down that trail before, then you say stuff like that. And sometimes people think it's the harshest, meanest things. It probably is to you at that time. It's just that your friends just don't understand. It's just easier to just, you know, throw the towel in and say, hey, you know, you suffering from carbs, hey, go eat one. You know, like
it's easy. Like Chris, and literally, you don't have to do this. Like, girl, like you did good. Like, man, like I can already see the difference. Like, what more you want? Like, I mean, you look great. Like, this is great. Like, just, you know, relax. And I get it. And so you end up so isolated and so kind of
right, because your friends don't seem like Candace be like, I have no friends that I can, because everybody, it's like you need to be in a space where people understand. Like we actually were supposed to, you know, we were supposed to did this yesterday, but you know somebody had forgot because they didn't have any carbs. I understand because I've been down the walk before, you know, and then you know, hey, this was supposed to be an hour ago. She said, hey. I don't know if that was for carbs or not.
Yes, everything is slow. I'm just like, listen, y'all gotta give me some grace here. I am struggling.
So I just was like, hey, okay, you know, because I'm also going through it, you know, with Candace, so I understand. It's like, okay, well, hey, I got 2 people now. I only got to deal with one of them once a month. Deal with the other one every day, and
I love her. I'm on my side. I don't care what it is. I'm on one side, I choose her.
Man.
It's rough.
Now, on that flip side of it, although you was having all of these internal thoughts about your mate and what they were thinking, because a lot of times we might overthink about what it is that the person wants, and we put ourselves in more difficult positions sexually and, you know, sexually, because we thinking about the other person. So when you finally, I'm assuming that you did have a conversation with them at some point in time, what was their response about?
She told me I was crazy. Go in. Which I am. I'm like, gee, I'm schizo at this point. I mean, hello. You know, you see me talk to myself, of course I'm crazy. But no, like she said I was crazy, and I have her full support, which is awesome.
Right.
And it is, it's reconciling and going, oh, okay, well then again, and you have to lean into what you don't believe. Like you have to, whatever you're saying, it sounds crazy, but do the opposite. So if you think they don't want you, go touch them. If you think your body isn't good enough, go snap a new photo in the mirror. If you think, you know, you're not okay, remind yourself how badass you are. Like like whatever the opposite, like, because you're going to, and I want to be clear, this transfers into any area of stress when we get distracted from anything. Like, and we tend to think, oh, everything is bad. Like, there's no way they want me. We've been beefing. Like, there's no way they want to connect. You know, I said this yesterday. No, it's the opposite. Like, all you have to do is like jump in. Like, try that thing out. Same thing for King. Like, they gonna think I'm crazy. They gonna think I'm nasty. They gonna act, well, you know, whatever they gonna think. Like I'm some type of extra freak. No, do it. They likely won't. They're likely ready and excited. Just literally jump in and do it and try it. And you'll likely have support. Like, we are our own worst critics in probably every area, especially when it comes to our bodies, how we give our bodies, how we express with our bodies, how we explore and have fun with our body. Like, we are, we'll fuck our own selves up from a whole lot of good stuff. Because we won't just jump in.
And I would say, even from a perspective of being the other person that's not going through the journey, like, you have to think that in any relationship, whether, you know, it's a man and a woman or 2 men or 2 women, there's gonna be, as we get older, you know, because, hey, I'm 42, and probably most of the audience that listens to this is probably at least 35 and up. And so as you get older and you're in these relationships with people, at some point in time, you're going to change anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your
Oh,
body's
sure.
going to change. Stuff start, you know, getting a little
dropping
saggy,
a little bit.
right?
So drop, baby.
And so, if you're scared to, like what you were saying, like, hey, she likes thick thighs. So if you're scared to lose, you know, a few pounds because you're scared your thighs gonna get smaller, think about 10 years from now when they start getting smaller and saggy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're still gonna go through a change, but it might be a change that you, at that point, your body has gotten older. It's slowing down, you know, and so you can't even do as much about it.
Yeah.
And now you're going through a whole nother different thing, you know. If you're a woman, you might be experiencing menopause, you know, along with, you know, a midlife, well, crisis, well, they say it's for men, but I think it's for both.
Yeah.
Right. And so now you know, you really can't do anything about it. And maybe you know, inherited some of one of these unwanted health ailments, and you add that into it, you know, it's going to be a conversation at some point in time anyway.
Yeah.
And so at least if you try your best to, you know, keep it up now as far as your health, you don't have to, you know, be at odds later on, you know, like with just bombarded with, man, I can't even do this. 10 years ago I should have been. It's just a lot, because I was watching this clip from this guy, I forgot the dude's name. He's at what is it? I forget the exact numbers. Is it my 500-pound life or 600 or some astronomical number?
Some big number that I don't understand.
And I'm just like, oof. And it was this lady on there. She was, I mean, when you see these people, it's just like, oh my goodness. Like, she had like a lift with like reinforced stuff to, you know, pull her up while I guess people watching her or whatever.
The idea that people actually created that and said that, like,
yeah. And
you got to look at your village, because there ain't no way that's.
Man, and her boyfriend, he was so small, you know. And the doctor, he's in there, he's talking, he's like, yeah, you know, she's crying, and he was like, you know, you have to stop eating, you know, all of this. And she's like, I'm not even eating. And he's like, oh, you're eating. And then the guy, he's like, no, she's not eating. So the doctor picks up the pizza box, and he's like, well, that was for me. You know, she's always had a problem retaining water. And he was like, I have seen your charts, and you have no problem with retaining water. You have problem with retaining food. And I'm like, when he said that water thing, I had fell out. I'm like, that ain't, man, that's not even 500 pounds of water. That's all fat. But just to say, you know, like, that's just too much. Like, you know, and most, I was going to say everybody, but some people don't like sex. I don't know. You know, maybe they don't like it because they don't have a good time. But most of us like sex, but you can't like sex if you're 500 pounds, you know, or 300. And some of the tools as well.
Yeah,
depending
it's
on your height.
painful. It's difficult to get in particular positions. It's exhausting. You're tired.
Man.
All of those things matter. And so, you know, and again, this is where it's that line of, I want you affirming your body. I do. I want you acknowledging it, loving it, fine. But I also want you honest. Like, I am a bad bitch at this size too. Like, I didn't make up nothing. I wasn't affirming, like, Kres, it's okay to go back to being that size. Like, you have to be honest and go,
right.
I want a healthy version of me, and I want to have my best sex life. I want, you know, I want to go all night. So I want multiple rounds. I want all of these things. And what am I willing to do to have pleasure? And that becomes like what the question is. And you have to be honest about that answer. And you have to allow your partner to challenge you and push you, which means pushing through some insecurities. And maybe it's, again, not weight. Maybe it's a scar from a surgery, or, you know, you had some kids and you got the C-section scar, you know, and you don't like it. And you a small person, but you don't like the scar. what? Come on now. What can we say and what can we do so that you can be in your pleasure? Like, what do you need? What conversations? How do you like really connect to self? And I swear, masturbation is a thing. It really it is how you find yourself. Because I can't ever expect no one else to fully connect with me in sex if I ain't connected with me in sex. Like it's just, I'm sorry, it's just not possible. Because otherwise you'll be in your head at some point. Like, do he like this? Do he want? Is this okay? Should I cover? What should I? So if you not comfortable with it exposed while you playing, how can you be comfortable at any other point? So you have to really, you should masturbate. That was the highlight of the story, masturbate.
Right. No. So since you started, has she been working out with you?
Yeah. I got her in the gym. She went from no days a week to she's about 3 days a week minimal. She's doing 3 days a week. If anything, she do cardio with me, which is great. I think I got everybody around me doing something or you can't be around me at this point.
Right.
Like again, I selfishly, let me be clear, I want to live my best life.
Mm-hmm.
Sex is a major component of my mental health.
Right.
I don't know how anybody else thinks, but sex, hell, from the medical benefits of sex, from depression, mood, sleep, all of the things it do, it will help me feel better. And I get pleasure, so I get medical and just cause goodness.
Right.
Oh yeah, I want all of that. So selfishly, I want a great sex life. I want an overall good life. And I want, life be slapping us and shit. So it's gonna be stress. But I can't control that, because we can't control life. But the stuff I can control, I will. And so if you are centered around me and you are not trying to, and I think you are in the way of my goals of my happy sexual life, I will remove you.
Mm.
And that's just kind of it at this point. Like, I don't know what else to say and we get to be that selfish about it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it wasn't sex related, but I was just talking to someone, and they were in the process of trying to find themselves, and I was like, they had to kind of walk away from a relationship, and I was like, hey, you do what you got to do, because at the end of the day, it's your life.
Yeah.
You'll look up and be trying to please everybody else, and then next thing you know, you're at the end of this thing, and you're disappointed because all your life you've been catering to other people and because nobody's ever going to come and cater to you. You better cater to yourself the best that you can.
You on your own.
When you want to do something, do it. Whenever I go on vacation, everybody always be like, so what you going to do? Whatever I want to or don't want to do, because it's just me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Even if you have a partner or kids and all of that,
For sure.
even with them little niggas, like you have to, hey.
For sure, I
Because
agree.
they gonna do them,
I
at all costs.
Selfish as hell. I agree. We take a page from their book and be selfish.
Yeah, they gonna do them, and they is gonna be, like they say, no fucks given.
Yeah. And if you asking me every week to go out drinking, I'm a domino for myself. Okay, so they want me to go out drinking every week, so I'm gonna be tired because I'm wasted. So I ain't gonna be able to probably have sex. And if I don't have sex, that was one chance I couldn't get good, pleasure. And that's my mental health.
Right.
Also, you don't care about my mental health. That's literally that's the connection I'm making.
That's the end right there.
You don't even care about me. Like I can't be around you. Like you don't care about me. Like that's just, it is what it is. And so I had to. And I'll say that I've definitely had to look at my circle. Like the same way we look at our circle for finding, be around people who make more than you and, be like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you want to have great sex? You want to have a kinky ass sex life? You might want to be around some actually healthy people.
And it's good that, when you stick with something, and I'm saying this from the I would say, like, you and Candace are person A, and then, me and your mate are person B. So when person A gets into a situation where, like fitness, that they're, you know, they're dedicated at this point. It kind of forces person B anyway to be like, you know what, like shit, I better,
cause I cook the meals.
Right. And
yes, we having chicken breast with no salt.
and see, then too, it's like from my person B perspective, when she did the show in May, I knew we were going to Hawaii. And even like next year, we're going to Jamaica. Well, I'm not about to do person B. Person B is not about to be, you know, next to person A comes strutting and this motherfucker looking like this Celsius drink. And then person B is looking like this motherfucker with some little legs and a big body up top, or just an overall big body.
Yeah.
Like
my girl said, I ain't about to be the one walking in with you looking like that, and I look like a lump. Nope.
I'm not.
I'm not about to do it.
I'm not. And see, we have, you know, obviously, and I'm okay with it. Like, I did one show with her, and it taught me a lot. You know, I learned how to eat healthy. I learned how to work out, and I learned how to do it. Because I'm on the road all week, I can work myself out, you know, and it's not the same as in the gym, but it keeps me, you know, limber. I got weights out there, and it can keep me tight.
Yeah.
I might not have a desire to be show ready, but I'm also gonna be ready.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Trust, I'm taking my shirt off.
Yeah. I'm not going down there. Hey, Jamaican guys, you're not gonna get my girl when she come off the plane.
Yeah,
hey,
good.
mama, welcome home. I see you.
We good. Here.
Oh, this is your husband? Oh, okay. Hey, come here.
No, we good over here.
Right.
We good.
You know, and so it forces you as person B to get into it, and then once you get into it, you kind of see like, man, like I do feel a little different, you know, because I've been eating this way. I've been going to the gym, and I noticed that, you know, that little
lighter
problem I was having with my back, I kind of don't have it anymore.
Baby,
you know,
that's everything right
yeah.
there.
Because now I've been exercising that particular muscle group, and
so
know,
maybe I can try that move tonight.
Right.
It's real simple. It really is a connection here. Like it really
or
is.
You know, person B might be, you know, a little bit in shape, but now the person A has started, you know, going to the gym a little bit. Then now I can pick you up now, you know.
Again, we can have some fun now with this thing.
Right.
We got energy. We got some stamina. We got some strength.
Yeah.
So you want to do what at the chandelier? Let's do it.
Right.
Let's try that thing out.
Because before I had looked at the weight rating on this motherfucker, and
I was a
I
little
don't
concerned.
wanna.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so important. Like, and I think it matters. Like, in those things. Like, I want my best sex life. Like, that's what I want.
And that's why, you know, I said that I was gonna keep talking about this, because I don't care. You know, y'all could inbox me and cuss me out, but this matters. Like your weight does matter.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just not. It's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, and she can inbox me too. I really feel like Monique owes all of you, you know, larger women, a verbal apology. Like, because for years she came on and she was like, oh, you know,
natural.
You skinny bitches this, and you know, hey, big girls, and then she had a health scare.
Yeah.
And she ain't been big since, and she ain't said nothing to you all about all of that, you know, blah 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 talk that she did to encourage you to say that it is okay to be big because I'm big, you know. And don't get that ever twisted in your mind that it's okay because some celebrity is big.
Yeah, I promise you, baby, it's better out here. It's better sex for you out here to forget other people. Like, your personal life, you have a right to get it in and really enjoy your body and yourself. And I do agree. And you gotta be the healthiest version of you, whatever that means. And I promise, unfortunately, it don't mean your size like my size 12. I swear, because I said it.
Mm-hmm.
I said I love my size 10. I said that, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, it's right size thick for me. I don't know what number I am, but I know I like my size 10 jeans.
Right.
Like, I said all of the stuff. I promise I did, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I said, and I also love my size 6. I think that's what
I mean, cause she was going. When I tell y'all, she was going so hard. Like, she came up in here. I wish I could have recorded, and I said that I was gonna start doing like a pre-recorded, after record for conversations, post and pre-production. But she was like, yeah, I'm gonna lose. I'm just doing wellness, and because I'm not about to get skinny, don't want to do it, not for me, never wanted it, yada yada yada.
I said all that.
I was like, okay, my bad. Yeah, see that her size. No interest. Talking about Candace. Yeah, she's little. She looks. She look good. I don't want it.
I don't have the genetics to ever do bikini. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I actually can't. Like, I don't think my genetics would allow me to still out. But I think when I see some bikini, I'm like.
I mean, she got some big legs too, genetically.
Mm-hmm.
But it just tones up different.
Yeah, hers looks very different, and it's amazing she's still able. I'm like, Dad, can she do bikini? Because she definitely is a thick bikini girl.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say that?
Yeah, I mean, she just said she's like right now, she's like 7% body fat. Right? Yeah,
and but she's thick as hell.
Yeah.
Badass. So I mean, again, it's how you look at it, it's how you move it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey. Well.
She fine though too. You got it made. Kudos.
She is. I'm proud of her journey. I am, and I know we just talked about this, but I am ready for her to have some carbs.
It's rough out here.
I mean,
it's rough. My son's stepmom, she be like, "You forget everything these days." Listen, child, I don't know if y'all have no carbs. What you want from me?
And the life that we're suggesting of healthiness will not have you like this, because there's a lot of healthy foods. It's just if you're training for an actual show, then it's different, because you're trying to cut like every single ounce of fat from you as much as you can. You're trying to get just lean and shredded. But if you just trying to look good and trying to look healthy, which is what they will look like on their off season.
I feed my girlfriend carbs. I don't put them on but I do give her a particular portion.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because you can never stay like this. This particular journey right here is a lot on your body. Like, most trainers don't even allow their people to come to the gym for like 2 weeks to a month after the training, because it is a lot physically on your body. Like, the things that you eating like in those last couple of weeks, I was eating string bean counts, 10 string beans, with the driest piece of turkey that I've ever seen in my life.
Got a little seaweed pack.
Right. Now I'm 200 pounds right now, but I was 169 for that show, and it was it looked about 190-ish, but that's also the difference between when people say that they don't want to look like something. That's why I laughed at you, because I'm like, you've never seen yourself in a muscular setting. And so 200 pounds of fat looks very much different than 100. I'll say this. So 200 pounds of fat can look like the same size as 170 of muscle, And so, if you want your clothes to really fit different, and you really have the flat stomach, and I'll say this too, ladies, there's no way that you can just lose your stomach and keep all of that fat.
Women ask me all the time, like, Kres, how do I get your 6-pack and keep my ass? I don't know. Don't talk to me. I don't have an answer.
And there are ass muscle.
You go buy it.
Right. There are booty exercises that you can do.
You can. You're still gonna lose it.
Yeah, you're still gonna lose it, because it is fat.
It's fat.
It's
the one of the biggest fat muscles you got is your ass.
Right.
You're gonna lose it.
And that's why your mama will whoop you on the ass, because that's the part that got the most fat on it.
You're gonna lose some of it. So when I be like, surgery, that'd be my only surgery. You can go to surgery.
And if you naturally are already built like that, you're still gonna have a good portion of it anyway. But I mean, it's still just fat, you know. It's
Yeah, I good sex is healthy. That's what that would be, I think. Yeah, that sums it up. I think get healthy, have great sex.
Yeah, I mean,
easy peasy.
I remember when I was a little bigger, I used to always be like, yeah, I just sweat a lot on sex. And when I was going through the process of doing the show, it was amazing because it was like I wasn't sweating, and I'm like, I mean, all my life, like, I was so self-conscious of it because I would be dripping or sweat down, And then I started cutting that shit out, and then I wasn't sweating no more. I was like,
some of the sugar, some of the shit ain't coming out your pores.
Yeah,
change a little bit.
Man.
Again, you're healthy, have good sex.
Yeah.
That's my message for today.
Hey, well, I think we could just go ahead and wrap this thing on up because that's it. That's the topic.
Yeah.
Fat, sex, lose weight, great sex, better life.
Yeah. In a nutshell, literally in a nutshell. That's it. That's it. And without I eat, and let me be clear real quick, disclaimer, I eat carbs, I eat beef, I eat chicken, I eat fish, I eat all the stuff. I'm not saying go out here and like lose your life.
Yeah. Don't go to this stream. Again, as I said earlier, take yourself through the sections. Mentally prepare yourself.
Yeah, don't
have a talk with the person that you're with. Let them know what your goals are. What you're trying to do, what you're not going to be trying to do, so that and you have to tell them because they're going to keep. If you've been living a life of y'all go out every weekend, y'all drink, y'all eat,
and
they need to know
in order to stop your whole life.
And in order to support you, I need to cut this stuff down a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe you still go out once a weekend, but you're not going out 3.
Yeah.
Good cut. You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's going to still cut a large portion of that out.
Sure.
But let them know, so that they can be supportive of you.
Yeah.
Let your friends know, let your family know, and be prepared for certain stuff like people telling you, oh, you done lost enough, you starting to look sick. No, you're not. You're not looking sick. They're fat.
Yeah.
And when you talk to other big people and they see you getting smaller, they see you as small as they do because they're fat. It doesn't matter how many. This is a skinny glass. It doesn't matter if it's the same fluid ounces in it. If it's bigger, it's always going to look bigger. It's always going to look at this can as, oh, you're a little bitty guy.
Yeah.
Because it's bigger. So get that out your head and just go slowly. Enjoy the process. Don't look for extreme. A healthy weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds a week.
That's it.
So
please talk to all the good medical. Talk to your doctor. Talk to a nutritionist. Talk to some people. Don't be on here and say Kres said she. Kres didn't say that.
Yeah.
Kres didn't say shit.
Don't think for 1 minute that if it took you 2 years to gain 100 pounds, that you about to lose those 100 pounds in the next 3 months. In 3 months, what's that? 12 weeks. You're probably gonna lose between 12 and 20 pounds, depending on how dedicated you are. Look for realistic results. That way you won't be frustrated and you don't go out there. Anyway, I'll have more tips for you with other people.
And I'll
have Candace on here in a couple of weeks after she gets done doing her show for just a health segment. And I'm trying to, matter of fact, I might save it. When is your show?
November. I'm not to November. November 4th is my first show.
Oh, it's my mom's birthday. Maybe I'll save it for then. That way we can have a good interactive conversation after you finish too. But in any case, whether it's next month or November, we'll have a segment about with a few people that I know that have done these fitness shows, so they can tell you guys their true journey.
I would love to.
And how it affected their lives, sexually, work-wise, and just so we can do better. So everybody enjoy your weekends. Be safe out there during Labor Day weekend.
Take the skin off some of the chicken.
Yeah,
Since
yeah,
I
yeah.
got to.
Yeah. And if you're gonna start your diet Tuesday, don't be. Oh, one more thing. Don't keep telling yourself every week, I'm gonna start next week. Just do it. So start on Tuesday. Go ahead and get all your festivities out today and tomorrow. Start your diet Tuesday. Keep it up. All right, people. Love y'all.